Somewhere beneath the black plastic sheeting on an allotment bed right now, a war is being lost. Not by the weeds, by the fabric itself. The tool purchased to end the problem is, in biological terms, making it significantly worse. Weed control fabric is one of the most widely sold products in the UK grow your own market. It sits beneath gravel paths, over suppressed beds under wood chip. It promises the grower a reprieve from the endless grinding labour of hand weeding. That promise is not entirely false, but the cost of that reprieve is paid underground, in a currency most growers never see. At the surface level, the logic is sound. Block the light, starve the seedling, no photosynthesis, no growth. Annual weeds with shallow roots and short life cycles do die. That much is real. The first season under weed fabric often looks, to the human eye, like a genuine victory. The bed is clean, the path is clear. The grower moves on to other problems, but annual weeds were never the real threat. They were a symptom. The deeper organisms, the perennial root systems, the rhizomatous spreaders, the fungal networks threading through the soil matrix, they do not need light. They do not photosynthesize. They operate entirely in the dark. The fabric does nothing to them. Couch grass does not respond to darkness. Its rhizomes extend horizontally through the soil regardless of surface conditions. Bindweed stores carbohydrate energy in deep root fragments, each capable of producing a new plant independently. Ground elder travels beneath the soil profile, emerging wherever it finds a gap, a lifted edge, a seam between two sheets of fabric. These are not failures of maintenance. They are biological strategies refined across millions of years of evolutionary pressure. The rhizome does not compete above ground because it does not need to. It waits, it spreads, it resurfaces. The fabric, from the rhizome's perspective, is simply a roof. Here is where the damage becomes measurable and lasting. Healthy topsoil is a living system. It requires gas exchange. It requires moisture fluctuation. It requires the mechanical action of freeze, thaw, wetting and drying to maintain its structure. It requires the constant passage of organisms through it, earthworms, beetles, nematodes, microarthropods, to keep it aerated and biologically active. Weed fabrics disrupts all of this simultaneously. It reduces oxygen penetration. It traps moisture in anaerobic conditions. It raises soil temperature in summer beyond what many beneficial organisms can survive. It prevents the deposition of organic matter from above. The microbial communities that drive nutrient cycling, including the mycorrhizal networks that connect plant root systems to mineral stores in the surrounding soil, begin to collapse within a single growing season. The weeds that eventually push through the degrading fabric are growing into a simplified, compacted, biologically depleted substrate. They are also, by that point, exactly the kind of aggressive, stress-tolerant species that thrive in damaged soil. The most competitive plants on the plot are the ones adapted to survive precisely the conditions the fabric created. Most woven polypropylene weed fabrics begin to fragment between 3 and 7 years after installation. The fibers break down into microplastic particles that disperse through the soil profile. These particles do not biodegrade. They alter soil porosity. They adhere to root surfaces. They are now present in agricultural soils globally, including in the tissue of organisms living in them. The grower who installed the fabric to avoid chemical intervention has, over a decade, introduced a persistent synthetic contaminant into a living system they were trying to protect. The weeds return regardless. They return into worse soil than they left. There is no low-effort equivalent that does not carry biological cost. Deep mulching with organic matter, wood chip, composted material, straw, does suppress annual weeds. It does not suppress determined perennials, but it feeds the soil rather than suffocating it. The mycorrhizal networks remain intact. The earthworm population is sustained. The soil structure improves across seasons rather than degrading. Persistent perennial weeds require direct physical intervention. Root removal, repeated cutting to exhaust carbohydrate reserves, or patient systematic sheet mulching with fully compostable materials. These methods are slower, they demand more of the grower, but they do not leave the soil worse than they found it. The biological reality is that there is no shortcut to soil health. Every system that attempts to bypass the complexity of a living soil ends by simplifying it into something easier to manage but far less productive. Weed fabric suppresses annual weeds at the surface, while the persistent, deep-rooted species it cannot stop continue to spread uninterrupted below. The fabric simultaneously degrades the soil biology it sits on, ultimately producing worse growing conditions and more resilient weed competition. Organic mulching and direct physical intervention are slower, but they work with the soil system rather than against it. So over to you. What was still growing through or around your weed fabric after the first full season, and how many years did it take before the fabric itself started to become the problem rather than solve one? Tell us in the comments. Your plot is a volatile battleground of ancient biology, endless microscopic wars, and hidden human nature. To ensure you never look at your beds the same way again, subscribe to Grow A Lot Studio.